Hey everyone, my name is theSirhc and welcome back to another episode here on the Colonies, my single player Let's Play series. I am just gathering some crops so we can do some trading with the villagers eventually, the villagers that are still broken. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. I've been following the bug over on Mojang's bug tracker and it's still unresolved. They haven't fixed it yet. I really hope they fix it soon because I think we're pretty much on track to go fight the dragon in our, I think we're gonna do it episode 10, go fight the dragon, and once we fight the dragon we are gonna start caving. I figure that's a good time to go and start doing some caving, getting some resources from that. And once we start caving and stuff, the villagers aren't quite as important to us anymore. We no longer have to rely on them for our diamond tools and our diamond armor. And we could still use them for enchanted books. I'll still use them. I don't need to rely on them for the lapis. They're just going to be a lot less important once we start caving. And I feel like we haven't really been able to utilize them that much because we haven't been able to breed them up. They don't want to breed. It's very sad. So yeah, hopefully they can fix it within the next week or two. But I mean, even if they fix it then, it's basically too late already. We've kind of missed that. And I do definitely want to go caving. I don't want to push off that goal or that. I don't want to continue that restriction anymore because I want to get stuff done. And caving is going to be is going to open up a lot of resources and make things a lot easier for us. Anyways, today what we're going to do is I went to the swamp. Yeah, the swamp where you get these lily pads, and I got a whole bunch. I cleared out probably half of the swamp, I think. There was still quite a few lily pads there, but I filled up my inventory, and we have a lot of lily pads now. Let's do that. Let's make some buckets. We're going to do a bit of building today, trying to work on some stuff that we've started already. Should I make another bucket? I guess so. Why not? Let's just turn all of our iron into buckets. I don't need it for anything else right now anyways. So yeah, we'll do that. And I can fill those up with water. We don't need our axe right now. Actually, we don't even need the lily pads right away. We just need the buckets of water. So we're going to do some building, just working on some projects that we've started already, like this marsh. I'm going to take all of these lily pads and I'm going to try and use them up, and we'll see how far it takes us. And then once we've done that, I want to head on over to the skeleton farm and kind of upgrade that a bit. There's a few things that, well, it's very dark and it's very gray, and I want to kind of fix that today by adding some color and adding just a little bit of light. We can't add too much because it does need to be dark for the skeletons to spawn inside of the spawner room, but we can lighten it up a little bit and try and add some mood lighting. So we'll do some work here and then we'll head on over. Oh, and while we're working here, there is some new Minecraft news, which is pretty exciting. The bad news is that 1.13 is going to come out a little bit later than expected. It's going to take a little while for that. But the good news is that the reason why 1.13 is going to be delayed is because it's getting grouped together with the aquatic update. Aquatic update is no longer going to be 1.14. They're going to start working on that soon, I guess, and push it for the 1.13 update. Super excited for that. That means we get new ocean biomes. We get some new creatures. There's dolphins, turtles. I think those are the main two, dolphins and turtles. There's also, I guess we can pick up fish. I know I've seen a mod out there. I think System Z had it or has it in a single player world where you can there's fish that spawn in water and you can pick up a bucket. Wow, that stack of lily pads went way too quickly. But you can pick up the fish in a bucket and you can place them anywhere. And so you can actually make nice fish tanks. If you've been following this channel for a while, I've tried making fish tanks in the past that used dispensers. They would shoot out like an actual fish that you catch, like these here, except uncooked versions. Into like a fake tank, and then there was a timer and some hoppers. And after like 4 minutes, it would pick up the fish before they despawned, and then it would dispense new ones. And I had so many problems with it, just where like the timer kept breaking or something, and so the fish would keep despawning. But it was really fun. It was a cool feature to add to my house, and now we'll be able to actually add like real fish tanks, and that'll be pretty awesome. So I'm super excited for the new update. That is going to be really cool. I think, well, especially like it's new ocean content, and I love working by the ocean. I love making ports, working around the water. So that's going to be pretty sweet. And I have explored a little bit of the ocean around our base. I might end up going into MC Edit and deleting some of the ocean areas that I've explored. Obviously, I'll leave everything that we've actually built on. I'll leave our island, and I'll leave all this stuff here in the mainland. But we might delete. I'll have to see like how the ocean actually generates with the new update once we finally get there. But we might be deleting some old oceans so that we can get some of that new generation close by here. That should be pretty cool. And I mean, we have a giant ocean to the north of us. There's lots of area there, so it should be pretty exciting. And there's lots of little islands to like build on, so that we can stay close to the water. That'd be pretty cool. Another thing that's pretty exciting is we are getting new water mechanics, and it's not going to be as bad as people originally thought. So the main thing that the new water mechanics are going to fix is like the main thing that they wanted to fix was that where you stick like a fence or a stair or a slab, a sign, anything that isn't a full block. If you stick it in water, obviously it takes up the space of a full block, and the water, you know, it's just there's this empty airspace around it. So they wanted to fix that, and the problem with that is a lot of farms, a lot of redstone things, a lot of technical things. Anything where you use water to transport items or mobs, they would be broken. Because, you know, we use signs all the time to stop water, and if they take that ability away for signs to stop water, then that's going to cause some issues. I wasn't really too worried about that, because I'm sure that either Mojang would create a way to get around it, you know, but I know people suggested using like making a new bubble block, where it's basically a block which is just an empty airspace that you could use instead of the old signs. Or I'm sure, you know, the people who play Minecraft, there's so many people, and there's so many intelligent people, and every time mechanics have changed in the game, people have found new ways to do the things that we could always do, and sometimes you can do them better, sometimes you have to do kind of weird workarounds. But for the most part, like, you can still do things. And something as simple as like moving items and mobs with water, like that's kind of a big key feature of Minecraft, honestly. I would say that's what enables a lot of farms and a lot of technical builds, which I would say is a large part of Minecraft. So if Mojang were to get rid of that completely without any sort of alternative, there would definitely be a backlash. And so I wasn't too worried about anything breaking too much. Obviously, people might have to go back, you know, in their old worlds to fix up some old designs, change them, alter them. I don't have a problem doing that. I think that's kind of fun. It gives you something to do, basically. You know, after a while in a world, there's not a whole lot to do except for, you know, build more things. So it's kind of fun to revisit those old builds and fix them up and change them, improve them. But anyways, all that doesn't really matter, because they're actually, their solution for it is, it sounds like blocks are going to behave the way that they do now, like I did with that fence. Actually, let's grab a fence. So signs and fences and stairs, they're still going to basically block water. But if you are building something and you want to have a fence going down into the water, like for a dock or something, what you could do, what it sounds like you can do, is you can basically right click on this with a bucket of water and you can fill in the gap. You can fill in the empty space. So if you're doing a build where you want, you know, these non-full blocks in the water, you can basically fill up those empty spaces and have, you know, you don't have an empty space. As simple as that. That's what it sounds like. That's what I have seen. So that's pretty cool. It might be a little bit annoying to do when you build, especially if you have like, you're putting lots of fences or something in the water, maybe making a big fence wall underwater. But it's still nice to be able to actually, you know, have it. You can now do a fence wall underwater without it looking stupid. So that's pretty cool. Pretty excited for that. Just a few more pieces of sugar cane, and is that it? I think we're done. Oh, this Grand Marais, our Grand Marsh is done. Let's hop into spectator mode to take a quick look at it from above. See what it looks like. Also see if I missed any lily pads. I should have re-logged real quick. I noticed some of the lily pads are actually disappearing. Some of them like disappeared right away. When I would place them, they would be gone after like a second. And some of them later on, if I right clicked them, they would disappear, and some of them just kind of disappeared on their own. There was like places where I missed them where I definitely shouldn't have. So I think we're doing good. Something looked, oh, looks like I missed a couple of sugarcane over here. Maybe I accidentally broke those. I'll have to fix that. But other than that, I think we're done here. We got our giant sugarcane field. This thing is massive. So much sugarcane. It's going to supply us pretty well. Let's hop down back to ground level. And there is one more thing that I might want to do in the future to fix this place up. And that's, we have these big like bodies of water here, little ponds. I like them. But I think it'd be kind of interesting to do something like this. Mix in some leaves in here and some lily pads to make it seem like there's some plant life kind of growing. Because we want to make this look like a marsh. And like you're not going to have nice clean water like this. Marshes are, you know, it's lots of plant life. It's very dirty and organic, lots of life. So we do something like that, and then mix in some lily pads into here. What's going on here? Is it actually placing two of them, or is one of these fake? Yeah, see, that one's fake. See, I'm having some issues here. The game doesn't quite know what it's doing. But something just like this, maybe more lily pads again. Which one's fake? That one's fake. Maybe more leaves as well. I might need to make the water a little bit deeper so that we have water underneath the leaf. Unlike this where it's right down to the ground. I'm not sure. Because this does look a little weird, being able to see all the way down to the bottom of the lake. Also, I think I'm going to go get some different leaves. I'm not sure if I want to use oak leaves. I think jungle would probably look the best. They're kind of the most dense leaves, which is why I really love using them for like bushes and stuff like this. Another thing we could do too is maybe put some like logs in here or something. Let's just put a log over here. Just dress up the area a little bit. Something simple like that. Maybe we'll put that one like that. Just something simple like that. Put some organic stuff in here. Pretty cool. But other than that, this place is done. We have all the sugarcane in place, which is the big part. All the water and lily pads in place. Where was that sugarcane missing? Somewhere over here. Maybe I'll find it someday. But I'm going to go do some trading real quick with the villagers. Try and get a bunch of lapis because we need some purple and magenta dye. I might go... Oh, there's some peonies right there. I'll have to grab those for the magenta so I don't have to use just the lapis. And then we'll head on over to the skeleton farm to work on that a bit. Thanks to the villagers, I now have a decent amount of lapis lazuli, and I've crafted up some purple dye. We got some purple concrete, purple glass, and also some magenta concrete and glass. Got some magenta from the lilac here. Now I think I lost my farmer villager, which is really, really sad. I have so many crops stored up now from AFKing or from working over there. And I have no one to sell them to. So I really hope that they fix those dang villagers soon. Oh, that would be so nice. But anyways, I've also gone into the nether and collected some magma blocks. So we're going to try and use those for lighting. I have not used them before, really. So I'm going to show you right now what this place looks like without brightening it up. It looks like this. It's very dark. Hi, zombie. Did he spawn here? I suppose it's possible. Yeah, there it's a little bit light. But this is what it looks like. I know it's very dark. You probably can't... Like, I can see it pretty well. But I know on YouTube it's going to be way darker. And you guys probably can't see anything. So, we're going to add some light. And the way that we're going to do that... I'm kind of thinking... Maybe we'll add like one big crystal here. How do we want to do that? I don't want it to just be a rectangle, but there's also not a lot of space. We'd have to kind of go into, maybe if we do something like that, a shape like that. And then let's go back here and let's try something real quick. Let's get the magma blocks. Let's put them down. And they are giving off some light, aren't they? What light level are they? Very low light. Looks like light level 3 or something. Or, yeah. Is that like the lowest light that they'll give? Or is there... Because there isn't light in here. It's dark right here. If you didn't know, by the way, magma blocks... I'm going to kind of ruin this whole thing if I do this. But magma blocks, you can actually adjust the light that they give off. So if I put a torch here and turn that off, it's still that bright because the magma blocks basically they like absorb that light and they emit it back, which is pretty cool, and it makes it very good. It makes it very nice for doing mood lighting. But it looks like by default they do give off just a little bit of light. It's very small, and I think that's going to work for us. So then what I want to do is maybe around this thing, we'll put some concrete. Do we want to put concrete everywhere or just in a few spots? So we're going to go with the magenta and purple because I want to go with like an enchanted feel. Since this is where we're doing all of our enchanting at the moment. Yeah, I think we'll take out all the blocks for now. I'm just playing around with this. I really don't know what this is going to look like. I've never done anything like this before. So let's just do that. And then let's get some glass in here. Basically something like that. And it looks odd. It definitely looks odd. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I was going for. I think I got something figured out. We're gonna go with something like this, similar to what we had before, except the lighting is hidden. There's a magma block down like right around there, and I lit it up quite a bit, but since it's like back and sort of hidden, once the light gets out here, it's pretty low, so it's still fairly dark, still pretty moody. I think right here the block light, yeah, it's only 3. Right up against the glass, it's only 4 right here. So it's still pretty dark, but we have some nice mood lighting. So I'm going to go in here and do this in several more spots. Probably put one maybe right here in this corner, another patch over here in this corner, and then in here it's a little tricky because we don't have a lot of space. We can't do it on the floor. I guess we could. It'd be a little awkward. We could do it on the floor because we'd have glass, so we wouldn't have to worry about mob spawning. But this is all slabs, so that means it'd have to be lowered down a block, which maybe wouldn't be too bad if I just did a little patch right here. We could do some in the ceiling though. And I think this gray glass here with the jack-o'-lantern stuck way down there, I'm going to replace that with the magenta or purple glass with the light down below. So I'm going to get to work here and just see where I can fit these crystals. Our little cave here is looking pretty nice. It's coming together. We have lots of crystals now in the walls and the ceiling and the floor. Although you might notice there is a problem. It is very dark in here. I'm sure it's very dark for you. It wasn't dark before. It's not supposed to be dark. I went back to Stormy Isle, and it seems like when I left the area and came back, all of the magma blocks like reset to their dim light, except for back here, which is kind of strange. I don't know what's going on over here, why these didn't reset. It seems like that one's still bright and the one down there is still bright. But I put some concrete and glass behind all the chests here, and there is some magma blocks back there in the corners, all hidden away so you can't see them. There's some magma blocks back there, up there. But yeah, they're all dark. So I don't know if it's just a problem with this snapshot, if this is a new bug, or if this bug has been happening for a while. I'm not familiar with the magma blocks, so I don't know. But I guess we're just going to fix that by replacing them with glowstone because, or maybe I'll even just use torches. Honestly, torches are probably fine because I had been actually lighting up the magma blocks pretty bright since they are so far back. And the only one that really matters is this one right here. This is the only one that's like close enough to really light up our spawning area. So we need to make sure that, you know, that stays dark enough, but it's so far back in there that even if we have a torch down there, it's not going to light this up enough. There we go. This place is looking a lot brighter. You guys can actually see now. Look at this place. You can see what it looks like. And we got some color in here. Looking wonderful. It's maybe a little bit brighter than I had it with the magma blocks. Maybe a little bit brighter than I would like, but you know what? It's fine. I like it. We can see it a lot better. It's nice, and it's not too bright. The brightest part by our little spawning area is right here. It's looks like block light of 5. So that is plenty dark for our skeletons to spawn in there. So let's head on over here and let's get ourselves this this bone meal farm running. So we went to the nether last episode, which means we were able to grab ourselves this observer block, and we just need to put a redstone dust there. Then we can put some dispensers like that. It might be a little bright now here. I might have to block this off with a slab, but that's fine. I wonder what blocks I had here. I think that was probably like that. Something like that. That could work. I do have a hoe. I had a hoe. And I've got my hoe, so let's till up this ground. And it doesn't work. I am clicking the seed. Oh. Huh. I guess this is a change in 1.13. Does 1.13 break this? Let's light this up a bit. Yeah, it does plant there. It doesn't pop off like that. Okay. Let's try one thing real quick. Do I have a slab? I don't. Let's just grab a slab real quick. Let's do this kind of the normal way, the proper way. So now it's completely dark in there. Nope, it's not working. I wonder if we light this up, plant it. It's not popping off, but if I do that, that pops it off. Okay, well, this bone meal farm is officially broken in 1.13. Interesting. So what's supposed to happen is that you have a dark space here. You have a dark plot of tilled soil, and in previous versions, you could right-click this with the seed, it would plant it, and then it would pop it off. But before it popped off, you bone mealed it really quick. So it grew up and then it popped off and you would get your wheat and your seeds. But here it seems like they've changed it so you can't even plant if it is too dark. Very, very interesting. That's not, it kind of sucks. This design is broken, but whatever. We were talking about this earlier. Broken designs are not a problem. There are other ways to make a bone meal farm. You can use a piston to move the dirt so that it pops off the wheat. So maybe I'll have to install one of those in the future. It is sort of a bummer because I wanted to really finish this place off today, but I don't want to go out back and get the resources to make that farm. But there is one last touch that I want to do, and that is we need to add some color here to the outside. I think specifically around our little design here. I'm going to add a little bit of the glass and concrete around there, and then we should be done with this, except for the bone meal farm, which maybe I'll just get done after the episode. I am very happy with that. I think that works out pretty well. It kind of looks like an eyeball there. We got the iris. It's kind of like a cat's eye. Pretty interesting. I like it. It's very, very mysterious cave. Put a little bit of glass here around the entrance just to add some color to that. And then, of course, we have the inside with all of the big purple crystals protruding through the walls and the floor and the ceiling. And yeah, looking pretty nice. I like it. Very good. All right, we're done here today. Let's head back to Stormy Isle. Let's finish off the episode here at Stormy Isle. I've been doing a little bit of work here as well, and we can take a look at that. You might be able to see some up there. That lighthouse, oh, I love it. It looks so nice. But let's boat around to this side of the island, and you can see again a little change that I made to break up all of the brown that we had with this lighthouse. So before, this lighthouse was all wood, and then it was just sitting on top of dirt. Plus we had like this brown staircase over there, and there wasn't anything breaking it up. So I went through and I changed out a bunch of the dirt to stone and cobblestone up here. And I also changed up the bottom layer of the lighthouse. Instead of this being logs all the way down and oak fences, I changed this out with the stone brick and the cobblestone walls, and that looks a lot better. Gives it a nice sturdy foundation to sit on, and it also breaks up all of that brown. Looks a lot nicer. And I've done a little bit here to this pathway. Kind of ties into the comment of the day, so let's take a look at that. It says, put some wooden trapdoor at the oak wood of the side of the stair to the lighthouse. And that comment is from Blues. So thank you so much for your comment. Make sure to leave some more comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Any questions, any suggestions. I love reading those comments. I do read them all. I mean, there's not a lot, so it's pretty easy. But I love having material to choose from for the comment of the episode every episode. But anyways, I think what they're saying, at least what I would do here, is I'd put some oak trapdoors right on the end of these logs. I don't think they were talking about putting them like up here. I'm not sure if I like the look of that, but on the end of the logs is kind of nice. It's the same color as the oak wood, so it doesn't really change the color at all, but it does add a little bit of depth there, which is nice. So that could definitely work. I did also, it gave me the idea to put some trapdoors on top here, and maybe that's even what they were talking about. I wouldn't want to put oak trapdoors up here though, because then you just have too much of this oak color. You don't have this nice darker brown border. So I decided to go with the spruce trapdoors, so it kind of stays the same color. I could have even put just bark blocks so that they had that bark texture on top. But again, the trapdoors just give it a little bit of height there. So you have a little bit of height variation, and it adds a nice detail to it. Also just that extra, like it's the same color, but it's just slightly different texture. Looks pretty nice. The other thing that I did is I went around, finally, I had enough oak wood just in my stores I went around and made a bunch of bark blocks and put some roots to all of these trees, kind of built up the bottoms of them, went around to all of these big trees. So those are looking a lot nicer, a lot sturdier. We have lost so many chickens here. I think they've all died while I was AFKing. I do have some eggs, but I think I need to get one of these just over a hopper, one of these chickens sitting over a hopper just to get a bunch of eggs built up so that we don't lose all of our chickens. But that is going to do it for today. Just lots of little work trying to get some projects done, looking a little bit better. I think next episode, the plan is we're going to head back into the Nether so that we can try and make some sort of blaze farm. We probably won't make anything super crazy. We don't have tons of pistons or slime blocks. But if we could get something that'll make getting blaze rods easier, that would be fantastic. So we can have a good store of them, especially for all of the Eyes of Ender we're going to need. But anyways, if you have enjoyed the episode, make sure to leave a like down below. Again, make sure to leave those comments. You can say anything, I suppose. But, you know, comment or suggestions and questions are always the most appreciated. I think that about does it. We'll see you next time, and goodbye, folks.